Hey folks, want to get that cinema-like look and bloom your highlights? Then watch on as we make a Blue Peter Black Pro mist filter. So, what is a Black Pro mist filter, I hear you say? Well, essentially they're a coated filter. Cinebloom make them, Black Pro Mist, there's lots of other makes, companies make them, but they're quite expensive at about £100 plus. But essentially they reduce contrast, they have a coating that reduces contrast and makes highlights bloom. In fact, let's switch to my homemade one now. So here we are, we're all dreamy. So how did I actually make this filter first? So we'll do this segment with the filter on. I do have some example shots to show you as well that I took. I went out for a quick walk. It's epic footage, B-roll footage we've got as well. Now I literally went for a 5-minute walk around the house in a really grey day and snapped some really dull things just to show you what difference it makes on stills. Essentially what you'll get, as you can see, the highlights behind me are blooming. The overall image is softer and the contrast is reduced, so it's a more cinematic type look. How do you make this filter, I hear you cry? Well, I took an old UV filter and I took a tin of enamel model paint. Now careful if you do this at home. I did it in my garage in a well ventilated area. It's messy, old clothes on. Literally spray the spray paint into the air and waft the filter through the jet of air just a couple of times. Make sure it's something old and expendable in case you make a mistake. But essentially just waft it through 2 or 3 times until you've got a very thin coating of film, of paint film on the sensor. Let it dry and then you've got a Black Pro mist filter. Anyway, let's switch back to the normal camera. So hey, we're back on the normal camera now and you can see the difference. Obviously the image is a lot sharper. So all the images I've taken, that I'll put them up now, have been taken at f2. I've taken the standard image without filter on my X100V in classic chrome, and I've taken the my homemade Cinebloom Black Pro mist filter images on my X-S10 with the Viltrox 23mm lens at f2 as well. So I've taken them at quite shallow depth of field, but so it's the same. So the pictures aren't necessarily going to be the best. They're just to illustrate how different lighting looks. So I've done a few shop fronts, some neon signs, and it's something you can do as a little project for street photography. If you've got, we all have tons of UV filters lying around, probably of different sizes. I just took a 77mm that I got with a lens on my Canon cameras when I had them years ago and used that, and I wasn't bothered if it went wrong. It doesn't even matter if it doesn't even have to be a top of the range UV lens, because essentially what you're trying to do is create an old vintage look. So it's something you can do just to play around, and as you can see from the images, actually it's pretty good. They look soft, the images, they look a bit vintage, but it lets you, you don't have to play around post. What I've done here is I haven't tweaked the images too much. They're pretty much going to be, I'm just using the JPEGs out of the camera so you can see what they're like. And I've given you a shop front, a neon sign, car lights. So make your own minds up, but I think this is a really good little project that somebody could do. It's going to cost you the price of a tin of spray paint, modelling paint, an old UV filter, or maybe buy a cheap one off Amazon for £5 or £10. No double-sided sticky tape was used. Oh, that's Blue Peter. No. So folks, I hope you enjoyed this little video. I hope you give this a try. I'd love you to discuss in the comments how you got on if you do give it a try. It's just a bit of fun. You can do it with any camera. It doesn't have to be Fujifilm. I just happen to use my two Fuji cameras because I had 23mm lenses, so I could get identical results and not have to swap the filter on and off and just putting fingerprints and things on it. So let me know how you get on, and let me know if you found this kind of video useful. and I will catch you all later. There is a new video coming soon involving cars, but it's a mammoth one and it's taking a long time to edit. So keep your notification bells on for that. Remember to like this video if you got value from it, and please do subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching. Catch you all soon.